We're drinking long drinks. This is our kind of Odyssey review. We are in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in one of the seediest hotels I've ever been in my entire existence. Corey showered this morning, and he got out, and he was like, "There's water on the floor."
Water leaked. The door, we can barely get in and out. Both the bathroom door, it's a barn door. It doesn't slide on the track. Yeah. And we also have to fucking just manhandle the door to get it open.
Yeah. We came in, and the beds weren't made, which like typically like room service or like people will come and the maid system, they'll clean the room and like kind of reset the beds. That wasn't done. And then when we walked in, it immediately smelled like weed. It was like they stepped in, ripped one, and then left. It's pretty nice in here.
It's great to come back to.
Yeah, the wallpaper's peeling. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to see Odyssey. We finished our drive. We made it there in the nick of time. Had a little bit of time to kind of actually like settle in. We did get the Siren Songs.
Yep.
Which was like a bourbon-based kind of schnapps drink, which was fantastic. And then we got to obviously sit down in the 70mm IMAX theater that they have at the Celebration Cinema and watch the Odyssey, which not a lot of kind of new ground is really going to be broken in terms of what we thought of the movie. The movie's fantastic. It is exceptional. You'll watch it. You'll love it. I was telling this to Corey earlier today. I don't know how someone goes to see this movie, someone who likes movies, someone who goes to see this, doesn't walk away at least liking it, maybe loving it. Mm-hmm. This movie is sensational.
On every level, the technical aspects to start there is fucking fantastic. I mean, every shot of this movie you could just frame. And in the 70mm IMAX, just looking up and down at a screen instead of left to right was crazy. Just a square screen, like a pretty smaller like theater by itself, like just kind of more compressed a little bit. We got to see the viewing area in the back. What are you laughing at?
I was going to say, I've never had to use my neck that much in the theater, and that just sounds bad.
I'm going to use it in this hotel room later. No. I'm cutting that out.
No, you're not.
Anyways, the movie looked fucking awesome. And we got to, after the movie, go and see the projection booth. They have a viewing window behind, and you can see the reels going through. It said Case and Tars on two of them, which is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography, Hoyt van Hoytema is a fucking legend. The score by Ludwig Göransson and the sound design, all of that mixed together is great. And the scene of the Cyclops yelling and screaming, that sound design is crazy. This movie just works. Nolan's kind of use of jumping around in time and telling the story works really well for this movie. So this movie was just a win overall. No surprise, really.
Yeah. I think all the performances across the board are awesome, perfect. Tom Holland, this is coming off of me and Corey both watching the Troy director's cut earlier this week in kind of preparation, getting in that Homer state of mind. But Orlando Bloom is a big lead in that Troy film, and he has like this very young, boyish look. I think Tom Holland has a lot of similarities to that in this film. But also, on top of that, I think there are some great performances by some, I'd say, lesser-known members of the cast. Like, Matt Damon's going to be great, and he is. He's a fantastic Odysseus. Anne Hathaway is heartbreaking as Penelope. John Leguizamo was actually really great, too. But Himesh Patel has a awesome role in this film. As someone who I feel like he typically just pads out a cast, which he kind of does in this, but he has a pretty substantial role as a main core member of Odysseus' crew. And I think that there's a lot of good conflict between him and Odysseus when you have Odysseus, who supposedly is being able to communicate with the gods communicating to him, making these orders, and then these men not being able to see what he's being told or see kind of what he has planned. And then the questioning of that and the friction that comes with that was really great. And I think Himesh Patel spearheads a lot of that. I also think, is it Samantha
Morton?
Oh my God.
Standout in this movie.
I think some of the best elements of the film are when they kind of lean into more horror stuff. The Cyclops a little bit, but mostly Circe. Awesome, sensational. I was really wondering how you adapt that really well in a modern kind of retelling of the Odyssey. Not that the film's modern, just a new updated remake or retelling of this story. And it was fucking terrifying. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Nolan, do a horror film because you handled that scene so well. There's such great tension. I don't really have negatives, or at least I want to see it a couple more times to see if there's anything that kind of sticks out or if anything drags, because it is a lot of movie. And I don't think it's paced poorly. I think it's paced really well. It's a full return story. You get the tail end of the siege of Troy, and that's kind of intermittent, spliced throughout the story, and I think that works really well. But it's a long story of a homecoming, and honestly, the best way to describe it is it was just very satisfying.
Mm-hmm. It's very well edited too, just how all of the sequences, like I said, jumps around in time a bit, showing that stuff from Troy, and then you're with Tom Holland, who Telemachus is trying to find Odysseus, and he's like, "Where the fuck is my dad at?"
Mm-hmm.
And then just cutting between that, and then going back to where Matt Damon's at with Calypso, and then flashing back more to the Odyssey back home with the Cyclops and Circe and the Sirens and all that stuff, and Scylla. That's a really great scene too. So it's just all of that works well. It flows really well. It's paced great. It never felt long, and it's like nearly 3 hours. And I just think it works so well too. I think it's a good example of Nolan, like all of the elements coming together, kind of like Inception, where like the characters and the visuals come together so well. Sometimes it's more of like the visual element of his movie. Like Tenet is kind of more of like the concept, and the visuals are really cool. This one, I think Odysseus really like going through and wondering, did he really want to go home, or like why is he maybe not wanting to go home initially or right away? So like all of that stuff they dig into, it's fascinating, and it's kind of a lot of the best stuff is with like Athena, played by Zendaya, kind of being like this angel on his shoulder a little bit, and popping in and being like, why are you doing this? Like, you know, you should be doing this instead. That's great. There's a great scene where they go to kind of the underworld, or I don't know if it's exactly the underworld, but like the dead kind of speak to them, and you see Agamemnon, played by Benny Safdie, who's really imposing in this movie. He doesn't have a lot of lines, but he's really good. So that's a really cool scene. It's just scene after scene of being like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and I think that this perfectly handles the myth, or like the idea of mythic storytelling within like Greek storytelling, epic poems from Homer, without feeling like they need to explain things. It's just, you can go to basically the underworld. Yes, there's sirens, and I think that scene also is almost like a good kind of horror moment of them on the ship going through the siren. They're nearing the island, or like the shipwreck zone of where the sirens are laying out, and you can't hear their song, otherwise you will basically be infected by like the best and worst things. You'll be like absolutely smitten and need to go see them, and then you'll die. And what they do with the crew and kind of how it's explored, and the wax in the ears for some of the members of the ship, I really like that. I think that this movie fired on all cylinders consistently. I wanted it to be longer only because I just wanted more time. It's just so much fun. It's a great movie. It also is very emotionally satisfying. There's a lot of great moments in like the latter half that are, if you're familiar with the Odyssey, there's a big satisfying moment that comes that is kind of to be expected, but the way it plays out, and the inclusion of Odysseus's bow, and how he signifies and has this little moment when he's hunting to give who he's hunting, who he's fighting, a fair shot. Like, this is a fight, I'm after you, but you need to have your abilities to fight back. I'm gonna make this sound with my bow. And I think that they use that kind of motif really thoroughly throughout the film, but it comes back in very integral moments. It works great. I think there are some heartbreaking moments with Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland, then Anne Hathaway and Odysseus. Or Matt Damon. It's really well done. I think that this is easily one of my favorite Nolan films. I don't know exactly where it sets or settles. I need to see it again. I do worry, just because I've seen so many frame comparison of like 70mm IMAX versus just like the standard theatrical experience you might get at any ordinary theater you go to. I am worried about how much is cut out, because it is crazy seeing some of the comparisons online of like, oh, you don't even see some of the heads of characters. Like, it's just the full complete picture. I feel like this was the perfect time to go see a movie like this in 70mm. It's the first time it's been a film fully shot in that format. And to experience it in that way, it's like, I feel like I'm spoiled now at this point, to where anytime I go to see it in a lesser kind of format, or if I watch it at home eventually when it comes out on a saucy little steelbook that I need to buy opening minute to make sure I got an actual like solidified order, I feel like that it's going to diminish it a little bit. So I need to sit with this movie, rewatch it a couple of times to know 100%. I can confidently say it's my favorite film of the year so far.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've yet to find a negative with this. The Odyssey is one of my favorite things I've ever read, and I think that this adapts it just perfectly.
We're going to be pretentious and say, if you can go to a 70mm IMAX theater, do it. Understand everybody's not going to drive 9 hours like we did, or maybe you can't afford it, whatever. Like, we get it. But if you have that opportunity, it really is worth it for sure. Just want to shout out Robert Pattinson. He's great as Antinous in the movie too. Just slimy and just trying one of the suitors for Queen Penelope. So just everything, again, just the performances, the technical aspects, just the storytelling, the character work, it all.
The score
The
is
score
insane.
is great. It is emotional. It's booming at times. It's Ludwig Göransson's weird little ancient instruments that he uses. So there's just like, again, no surprise that this movie's fucking awesome. We both loved it. The experience was so much fun seeing it. We got popcorn buckets afterwards. Not the Trojan Horse one, but we did.
Yeah.
We like this one more.
I like this more because it actually fits
cool.
popcorn.
Yeah.
I did see a couple of
Pretty
people
sweet.
in our screening had the actual IMAX camera one. I'm like, that would have been really cool to get. It looks like it holds more than at least the Trojan Horse, which looks like a glorified trophy with a pocket in it. But that it's great. It's embossed. It's really cool. It was a cool experience, like Corey mentioned, to be able to go and see the film reel. It's like, how can we get enough guys to get that thing back to our hotel?
We're gonna pallet jack that out of here.
How are we getting that out? But it was really cool, and it was also just like, to come all this way, go see a movie in this format. Everyone in that theater was doing in the same state of mind of no, phones off, no talking. We're here to see something special, and it was nice to see something in that environment. The Celebration Cinema in Grand Rapids is fucking awesome. I love that theater. It's an interesting kind of layout. They got a good bar. They got good workers. Everyone in Michigan, while we've been here in Grand Rapids, has been incredibly nice. Like, we're from Minnesota. We get the Minnesota nice kind of thing thrown at us of like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be like the nice people of the Midwest. It's like, when you live in Minnesota long enough, you realize everyone's just kind of passive aggressive and catty. You come to Michigan, and apparently everyone's really fucking nice here.
Yeah.
So it's been really great. It's been a fun stay. I'm kind of sad that tomorrow we're heading back and that I don't have this to look forward to, but I'm more so just like, all right, when do I get to go see the Odyssey again? How many times am I going to try and catch it in theaters? I saw Dune Part 2 6 times. I could easily see myself seeing this like upwards close to that number and trying to just bring people I know to the theater to see this movie because it was really something special.
Speaking of Dune Part 2, they showed a 4-minute prologue for Dune Part 3, and seeing some of those sequences filmed in 70mm IMAX as well was incredible. It's just like a storming of a beach, basically, and then just guns just gunning them
Basically
down.
like a Normandy set in Dune.
Yeah, it looked awesome, and it had a little note before, like Denis Villeneuve, like for my friend Christopher Nolan or something like that. So the entire experience, just that's the only like trailer, if you want to call it that played.
Sweet.
But such a fun experience, such a great movie. Go see the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Everyone's probably going to see this. If the length was concerning you, don't worry about it. If the controversy of anything, like if you're worried about those parts, those people aren't in the movie that much, if that's what you're worried about.
And it's also just ridiculous. Like, just settle down. You're fine. Like, being oh, it doesn't adhere to the... Okay, fine. They didn't get a real fucking Cyclops because it's just... What do you want? Like, settle down. Just watch the movie. It's great, and it's handled really well. And I think... Time will tell if I think this is the best Christopher Nolan film, but, like, it just feels so much that he's firing on all cylinders here. So, exceptional movie. Maybe, potentially, the movie of 2026, depending on... come end of the year when we do our rank, because I would be like very surprised if there is 1 or 2 movies better than this. This might walk away with being my favorite movie of this year.
Yeah.
And I might be able to say that confidently in July. So go see the Odyssey. It's a great time in the theaters. Bring as many people as you can. Buckle up. Don't go to the bathroom. There's no... The movie moves slow. There's no good time to leave. Just stay for the entirety of it. Stay for the end credits. Listen to the music. It's an exceptional watch.
100%.
So go enjoy the Odyssey. It's a worthwhile time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna rip through the rest of our long drinks, some Sunny D seltzers, watch Family Guy on the hotel TV. That's a great find.
We got American Dad yesterday, and we've been talking this entire time. Like, God, when you get Family Guy on a hotel TV unprompted, it's like finding the Holy Grail. We got American Dad, and we're like, all right, well, that's like a B. That's like not bad. And then we got home today, a little bit ago, and boom, Family Guy right away. Oh,
incredible.
Awesome pull.
Yeah. So, all right, go check out the Odyssey.
Yep. Bye.